For this week's video, I'm sitting down with a few of my best climbing buds. Together, we've got about 25 years of climbing experience, and we have made a lot of mistakes in our attempts to continue progressing and stop getting injured. So today we're going to share all the advice and tips and tricks that we wish we knew when we first started.
Been maybe like a year and a half since the last update.
Yeah.
I think it's been longer.
Biggest news, Caroline made her first friend.
It's me!
That's Chelsea. We'll start with Trevor here, since you're to my immediate left.
I am now a trad climber. Due to injuries.
Also,
Once one injury heals, another one pops up. My first one was tearing the TFCC in my wrist. Stage 4 TFCC tear in the wrist, so basically just couldn't use my wrist. I had to switch for work. I had to switch to my left wrist for my mouse. Injury number 2 is tearing my hamstring. I heard a loud audible pop, and that was no good. Couldn't even walk for 2 weeks. And then injury 3 would be tearing the other TFCC in my other wrist. So that's great. Yeah, it's luckily not a stage 4 TFCC tear. It's like a low grade, like stage 1 or stage 2.
we'll start with how I'm feeling. I feel pretty good.
Don't lean back. Stay in it.
I haven't had any injuries compared to the rest of the crew, which we'll get into here, but yay.
Fingers?
Yeah, I had a tweaky finger for 2 weeks, but I don't feel like I can complain about that compared, right.
You did have a hamstring injury. How's that?
It's good for the most part. It doesn't really hold me back a lot. We were kind of, I noticed over the weekend when we were in RMMP, I just don't feel like I can power off of my injured hamstring as well as my left. I think it just grew or repaired bad, because I didn't do any PT.
Repaired bad.
You know what I mean? It just repaired. It's kind of like your buddy's finger that's messed up. Yeah, like Kent's finger, right? Sorry, Kent. I hope you do not.
Oh, yeah. No, totally. Yeah, dude. Ken to be the first to tell you. He did not do his PT. He totally jacked it up.
That's basically what he told me,
Yeah.
It looks so bad. It looks really bad.
And fat and crooked and
He can't bend. His finger's just stuck.
Both his pinky. So I think he
Does the pinky matter?
but he doesn't climb all that much.
The pinky's still vital.
It didn't heal properly. It healed very tight. And I've been doing yoga consistently every day for 10 to 20 minutes for 2 years now. And it has not, I could not stretch it back out. It doesn't even make progress in the same way that my left leg has with yoga. So it's just kind of feels weird and I can't, I don't know, engage the muscle. I think that injury was 4 years ago, 4.5. It was within my second or third trip outside.
It was at the Red.
Yeah.
On that 11A.
Right.
Toker.
Pull off the rock and do that little hanging start.
Yeah.
You jump over to it.
Yeah, it was
and
pretty
you throw a
sick.
high heel.
So,
Man, yeah, that was a while ago.
yeah, but I just never did PT and I just kind of probably had a really misguided way of approaching it. I don't know. I started just doing squats, weighted squats, and pretty quickly went up to above my body weight in squats.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was the right way to do that. It's not pain per se is bothering me, other than really long road trips.
Yeah.
Or sitting on a hard surface for too long. I think it's just gonna forever hurt to sit sometimes for long periods of time, It's just a signature part of that injury.
Should we sometimes be looking at this camera?
Yeah, whichever one you want, totally. This was sort of meant to be the secondary camera, but it's gonna actually probably have a better shot since this one's sort of wide on us.
Okay, what was the question?
What you been climbing? What's your injury tick list?
Okay.
Tick list.
I'm like Trevor. I had a TFCC injury in my right wrist. It was not a tear, but it was a low grade, probably a 2. Bothering me to the point that it was hard to climb hard. Couldn't hit slopers, couldn't mantle. I didn't listen to anything that I was supposed to do for the TFCC injury, which Trevor didn't either.
Yes, I did PT every day.
I just had a video.
I did PT every single day for
you did climb.
6 months. No.
Climb.
I remember telling you that sometimes you weren't.
Well, unlike Trevor.
I remember her telling me that sometimes you weren't.
Yeah, I'd tell on you to Justin because I thought you didn't want to listen to me. I was being naggy, but maybe your buddy will
I think you did it pretty good, but not all the time.
I did it a lot. The most boring thing that you could possibly imagine.
I did not do PT for my TFCC injury, but I did see my hand therapist like almost once a week. It's Hand and Rock Climbing Therapeutic Network. They're in Denver Central. She's amazing. She'll take care of you. Pulley injury, wrist injury, anything that's shoulder to finger. She got you. Okay, she got you.
I mean, Trevor sees her too.
Yeah, Trevor sees her
And
too.
if my wrists aren't great soon, I might be seeing her as well.
Yes, everybody should go see her. She did tell me to do PT, and I did not listen. And she did tell me not to climb hard, and I did not listen. So it took me, I feel like probably somewhere around 1.5 to 2 years for this one to heal, and it is now fully healed. So my TFCC is fully healed. Yay, love that for me. Yay! Without listening to anything I was being told. Yes. And I climbed the whole time. But it wasn't a
I
rupture.
guess that's like the only time I've known you. You've like had a TFCC tear the whole time.
Which is totally fine. And then in my left wrist, I have a decravane, which is like a less common injury for climbers. We speculate, myself and my hand therapist, that I probably obtained the injury at work, but it is aggravated by climbing in this part of it's on the thumb side. It's not on the pinky side. It's on the thumb side. There's like a name for it. It's actually called mommy's
The
thumb.
pinky is the ulnar side. What's the thumb side?
Or the medial
Okay, so you don't know
nerve?
the
No, I
answer.
don't
All right.
know.
There's ulnar and then the other one.
Doesn't
Anyways.
matter.
I don't
Point
know.
is,
I
have
only know the ones that I got
decravane.
injured.
Right.
I don't know. And it also was aggravated with slopers and mantling, things like that. This one I still have. It's not as bad anymore. I think it's more common for sport climbers actually because of how you bend back the gree. So it's like this motion stimulates the decravane, and it's also got the nickname mommy's thumb. So it's like something that mothers typically get a decravane from holding their child allegedly. It's not sharp, but it's like a pain that just lasts until you stop doing the thing that's aggravating it, but it's not something sharp that I have to immediately let go of what I'm doing. If that makes sense. And then I have a knee injury, which I guess is somewhat recent. I've always had bad knees, but recently it's been hurting to fall while bouldering, even when I'm falling correctly. And then it hurts really bad when I have my knees scrunched up like I do now. So when I get up and walk, I will seem like a 70-year-old until it loosens up. Sometimes I can feel it if I'm toeing in really hard and I'm trying to boost off of my right foot because it's my right knee. And then if I do a crazy drop knee, I can also feel it.
Probably shouldn't do a lot of drop knees.
I probably shouldn't. But you want to know who's still doing drop knees? Okay, I'm so sorry. I have a lot of injuries. He talked for a long time about his injury.
My injuries currently, really, it's just hamstring and wrist. The hamstring, similar to these guys, I've been I don't know, the PHT, dude.
Proximal hamstring.
High hamstring tendinopathy, proximal hamstring tendinopathy, climber's butt, as I like to call it. Dude, that's probably been 3 years or more.
About that,
We all
yeah.
got it around the same.
Yeah, 'cause it was when I was still going to San Diego with Rage.
No, you
So, I
guys
mean, I think it was because I was hiking the same project on Mount Woodson in San Diego 2 or 3 times a week. And it was a 45-minute dead uphill hike with a bunch of pads and everything on my back, So,
And leaning forward.
yeah, dude.
So that's the other thing that's causing PHT is because you're stretching that sit bone muscle, or not muscle, the tendon. You're stretching that tendon.
Right.
So if you got heavy pads on and you're specifically walking uphill, not just in climbers, just generally, from what I've learned about researching, it's very common in areas that have a lot of elevation gain, like Colorado, Utah.
Right.
Those are states that see a lot of people that have PHT because you're naturally leaning forward because you're trying to go up the hill.
So that tendon is both getting compressed against your sit bone and getting forced through it, and then you do it over and over and over, and it just freaks out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
so-
takes years and years to recover.
Yeah, it's really hard to
so-
do, but just stay straight and just try to, walk like a robot,
Yeah.
Am I the only one here that doesn't have a hamstring injury?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I have to knock on wood. Oh, sorry, Nina.
It's okay, Nina. Yeah, dude, you're the only one. So
Oh my
yeah,
God,
dude,
knock on wood,
okay.
knock on my head.
So here's what you got to do, and here's what other people should do. If you don't have a hamstring injury, don't wait until you get one. They see ridiculous amounts of reduced hamstring injuries in soccer players when they put in a preemptive hamstring strengthening routine. So stretching is fine, but it's hamstring strengthening that would be the best for you. Progressive hamstring strengthening once or twice a week, and the frequency of hamstring injuries in like soccer players goes way down.
Knowing Chelsea's history of doing her PT when she has injuries, I wouldn't put too much faith
I
in
know, dude.
her doing
But
I did try to do weightlifting. I went like 5 times.
like 5 times.
I did a good job.
Yeah, responded.
Yeah, we spotted each other.
Well, keep it up, dude. Because, honestly, I've been doing much more like traditional weightlifting in recent months rather than just like climbing training
Yours
because
isn't preemptive.
mine's not, well, mine is now to hopefully prevent future injuries. You know what I mean? Like I'm learning, I hope, from my mistakes on how I've gotten all these injuries.
Right.
And I feel like the more well-balanced and just like physically fit you are across the board, not like in a climbing specific way,
Totally. Yeah.
then your body's just more resilient. It recovers better. It can take, if you do a weird move that you don't do that often, it's not like this is the only time my climbing training has gotten me this muscle or what, like you're just well-rounded
Totally.
and fit to take, fit for sport, as they say.
Yep.
So
Yeah, like
I
I,
think
bet
it's
that,
important.
I bet that gymnast guy, I forget his name. Dang it.
Jacob.
Jacob. Shout out Jacob. Super strong guy.
Jacob?
He was this guy that was projecting that V10 with me.
Oh, okay.
Super
Oh,
strong.
dude, if you start as a gymnast, I
And
bet
he
your
was-
rate of injuries as a climber is like way lower.
And he was
Yeah.
ridiculously strong. Like
Yeah.
did like Chelsea was like, "What's a front lever?" And he did a front lever off the crimp.
Yeah,
And I was just
dude.
like, "Oh
With
man."
one arm, and he dropped- yeah.
Yeah, he dropped an arm.
The premise of the story
like,
is
Dude, that's ridiculous.
I
we
know.
should do
Yeah.
weightlifting and we should be training and we should be taking care of our bodies.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much just like should be a well-rounded athlete who climbs on top of that, you know?
Climbers do this though, which is
Dude, I know, dude.
I started out
Some do,
weightlifting.
for sure.
some do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying some.
Yeah.
don't.
The pros
Some don't.
definitely
The pros
do it.
definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why we're not the pros.
And it's not the same. Like if you've been doing it for decades and decades, your body can do a lot more climbing without it being pushing the injury risk, like you have a much higher capacity. So hamstring, that's still going on. It's pretty decent. It got a little aggravated on my drive back from Chicago. And then it's like coupled with like nerve stuff for whatever reason over the last year or so. And like it sort of is the starting point. And then I start to get like nerve sensations up and down my legs and like lower back a little bit, sort of like sciatica type stuff.
Is it sciatica?
It's not specifically sciatica, but it's basically the same thing, which is an aggravated nerve. It's just not the sciatic nerve. I think it's mostly actually because of the glute. So when your hamstring is injured, your glute like compensates. My hamstring's been injured for so long that I think my glute is super tight and probably putting pressure on that nerve. I forget which one it is, but it's the one that runs through the glute and then in the back of your leg.
A real tight ass.
It's so hard. I'm like standing mostly for work now. And that does help, but it's like such a pain because it takes so long to like see progress on it, and then you could like undo it like very easily.
Yeah.
Like one little thing, and you could be like right back where you were like months
Yeah,
ago.
that was that's my same experience with this injury.
Yeah.
It's like it was like, oh, I think it's getting better, and then like one day of sitting, like 10 minutes of sitting on the wrong chair, and you're like, nope, another month of this now.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
That's horrible. So left wrist is pretty much fine. Right wrist, I don't know if it's really a TFCC thing or just generally an aggravated wrist or whatever. It was in the classic TFCC spot at first. That's like where it started. And then now I could get it maybe just kind of in the front, maybe in like the back. Like
right here?
I can get it right there a little bit.
I'll have it elsewhere, but she was just saying like it's the inflammation that's like putting pressure on everything else. So like I would even have it like up this side of my arm, like where it's not even like the nerve. Like it was the nerve at first. The first 3 months I had really bad cubital tunnel syndrome. But this muscle will just be so tight and it'll hurt really bad. And she was just saying your muscles overcompensating.
Through Trevor's injury, Chelsea kind of became my primary boulder buddy pretty quickly. And it's been cool because I have gone on a lot of harder stuff. I haven't sent most of that harder stuff per se, but I am at least trying it, so that's cool. And learning short girl beta, which sometimes works for me, and that's been really eye-opening because, like, I was mostly just going after what you guys were doing, and I feel like our bodies are built different, So Chelsea's kind of opened up my mind to different ways of climbing per se.
Well, she almost gives you like the other end of the bell curve, and then you sort of like pick between or like mix and match a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I can kind of take the best of both worlds. So that's been dope. I have been unfortunately trad climbing because Trevor's needed a partner a lot. Yeah. And it mostly results in me crying or having a full-blown panic attack. But we're working on the head game. It's definitely not there because I continue to majority boulder. And anytime I get like 20 feet off the ground, my little boulder brain just freaks out. So yeah, I don't really like being on the ropes, but it's a work in progress.
Been getting back into bouldering a little bit here. I'm hopefully pretty close to sending my first V10. I almost had it. I had one where I caught the swing on the crux and my foot dabbed on the way back in from the swing, so I was disappointed. Like I still have a lot of the finger strength. What I probably don't have, what I had a lot of before my injury, was power endurance. So I bet if I go and hop on a 13 or something, it would shut me down, right? But before, I was starting to take off the 13s.
Dude, that makes sense. The power endurance is the quickest to go, the quickest to get back, and the max is the opposite. It takes the longest to get, but also takes the longest to lose.
Yeah, so guess that makes sense due to my physical therapist here, Justin. For good news, though, I have been bouldering really hard, or I bouldered really hard the last weekend in RMNP 2 days in a row, tried a bunch of V10s, tried a bunch of 7s, 8s, whatever, and the right wrist is completely fine. Didn't feel anything by Monday. So if you're wondering, if you right now have a stage 4 TFCC tear and you're wondering, like, can I come back from this? Is it possible? It's possible, right? So
How long did it take?
they might not want to hear that part.
Just like honestly, dude. How long did it take?
It's been 1 year and 3 months.
He didn't
so
listen.
I did listen.
But you would often overdo it.
Boulder at all for like 4 months. I was a good noodle.
We'll say that you gave it 4 months. Then how did it go?
As a climber, I'm sure you all understand that it's really hard just to just stop climbing and stop doing what you're doing. So, I would get back into climbing or get back into bouldering, I should say, and then I would try to I'm only going to try this grade. And then it never really worked out that way, and it's really hard for me. And that's kind of why I think I leaned on trad climbing, because every time I went bouldering, I was overdoing it, and then I was maybe giving myself some setbacks. Like if it would have healed a month earlier, I had a session where it was I set myself back a month. The doctor, when I first got the injury, he said it could be anywhere from 1 year to 4 years, because it can become a chronic thing very easily. That's why I've been leaning on trad climbing a lot recently, just to not overdo it, but still, find ways to have fun. So if you're a boulder with TFCC injury, buy a trad rack.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't do that.
They like to give me a lot of shit. Am I allowed to say shit? They like to give me a lot of shit because I like to go climb hard boulders and I don't have a pyramid. I have a tower. Blah, 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 blah. We'll debate grade chasing later. But the point of the matter is that I am a V8 climber right now. I'm trying to project my first V10. I've made all the moves on 2 V10s. I just can't put them together, which is super frustrating. And I have sent no V9s. I just like to skip grades. But primarily, I like to project somewhere between V7 and V10. I just haven't sent the V9 or the V10.
So let's start with 6s. I have over 100. I don't know the exact number.
That's wild.
He just likes to say that. It's crazy.
I'd like to say it too.
7s are in the 40s, 13 V8s, and 5 V9s, and no V10s.
Very stable, wide, solid pyramid.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it stems from me not really liking projecting. So I just don't have the attention span, I think, for projecting as much. So a lot of it was just it'll come naturally, and I'll just keep if it feels like it'll go, I might go spend 2 sessions on it or whatever, but I don't really like the idea of spending 10 sessions on a project. I get bored, I guess. Yeah. So that was why I kind of stuck with that pyramid.
I get a kick out of knowing every little detail on one,
Yeah.
I think that can be kind of fun.
So first I'd like to show the tower. It's like an inverse pyramid. There's like a
What's the one in the middle?
it's V4. But these are all the like climbs that I've
I
logged.
don't always log the V1s,
I have-
right?
yeah. No, I haven't always logged V1s. I just started doing it though, and I try to log it.
What do we got here? 9v6s, 7v7s, 3v8s, and 11 v5s.
Yeah.
Okay. That's funny.
Some of us don't send so frequently, so we must persevere to the next
I'm
grade.
trying to figure out why, you know, and maybe it's because we get, you know, tricked into doing too much of the higher grades.
Tricked. Who's
Perhaps Trevor.
Oh, I was definitely
Well, now it's you, yeah. But you know, like, oh, Trevor can do the 6 or a 7. Like, I want to do a 6 or a 7. But, like, maybe I should have been doing more 4s and 5s still, you know?
No, I think it's totally fine. I literally went from a V3 outside to a V7. That's how many grades I skipped to get to V7. I project this V3 in Flagstaff. I probably went there like 5 times, couldn't get it. It was a gnarly little V3. And then I said, screw it, I'm going to go project a V7 now. And then I did. And then I sent it. So I think it just depends on mindset, style, and if it's the right climb for you at that grade.
So I'm gonna start at like V5 because that's
Girl, you
like
logging
important
this
to
in
me.
your notes?
Well, I have it on Mountain Project, but some of them aren't on Mountain Project, and so.
log mine
And guys, don't you remember when my Mountain Project? When my Mountain Project was glitching for me, it was like 6 months, and so I just started going. And then I like that I can kind of look at them this way. Okay, I have 18 V5s, I have 11 V6s, 2 6-7s, 2 7s, and an 8.
It's a pretty solid pyramid, though.
No, if you look at mine is actually the same. If you start at V4 and you go up, I have a pyramid.
3 8s, no 9s, and you're projecting 10s.
Listen, we don't have to talk about it.
But you're right, it depends a lot on the boulder. You could find a 10 that's better for you than a different 7, you know what I mean? Like, or vice versa. Like,
I feel like I've helped influence Chelsea to get a better pyramid because I'm not strong enough to climb what she climbs, and I kind of pull her into like 5s and 6s.
I do like them.
what I can recall is so when I sent my first 6 in craft, when we were there for like those 4 months or whatever, I had a very strict just there at craft pyramid. Like I wouldn't move up to the next grade until I at least had like multiples of the grade below and would then like slowly move up, right? So like I climbed like a bunch of V1s and V2s, 8 V3s, maybe like 5 V4s, 2 or 3 V5s, and then got the 1 V6 on the end of that. So like I built my own little mini pyramid just over like the 3 or 4 months that we were there, like just at craft
And then
specifically.
you sent the hardest boulder, which was the V5.
The V5.
Hyperglide.
Hyperglide, dude. That one like should have probably been at least a 6. I feel like.
I would agree.
Yeah, at least definitely compared to Good Times, which was the 6. Like Hyperglide was so much harder than Good Times.
Yeah. Did I flash that one or did I send on my second go?
Maybe a second
But
go.
then I couldn't repeat it.
Maybe it is the repeat attempts that I'm thinking, but I have a lot of footage of you not
Not
sending
saying
it.
it. No, I know.
Yeah.
I remember trying it a lot.
Then he sent it before we could record it, and then he was trying to
That's possible. No, I have.
That never happened. I think it was like I was trying to repeat it so that you could get it on film.
Dude, that's my claim to fame. So if you know Badwater Bouldering, any of you familiar with Badwater Bouldering?
Yeah.
Anyways, those guys are like super strong, right? Twins. The one guy just had an ACL thing, and he's been out of climbing for like 10 months because he's like a highball guy. He always wants to highball. But anyways, those guys are super strong. I think climb like V11, and one of them could not send Hyperglide.
Oh,
yeah, and I'm like, I sent it, dude. Like, suck it, Jake, or whatever his name is. Yeah, I cried on top of the boulder for sure. Yeah, dude, it was literally my last day in Vegas. I had like 7 sessions into that thing and just wanted to send it so bad, and was like, yeah, I like lost it when I
It
finally
was your
sent
last
it.
go of the day.
My last go of the day, I had to like go back and help Rachel pack. She was like already freaking out that we hadn't packed. Yeah, I was like, it was like I had a timer on my phone, and it was like it went off, and then I'm like, one more go, you know? Yeah, that was very satisfying. But anyways, so that was a little pyramid at craft. I've been trying to sort of re-pyramid here in Colorado as well. It's going not as well as it did in craft, I feel like. I mean, I've sent a bunch of easy stuff since I've been back. Maybe a handful of 3s, and like I could probably count the 4s on one hand for sure. What have I done? 1 5?
Skipper. Which could
Yeah.
be a
6 or it's a skit. It's a
You've
six.
done more
it's a
than
V6 in
skipper in
kayak.
Colorado.
Well, I mean, since I've been back to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're right though. I mean, yeah, when I was here before, I continued that pyramid, and I guess I kind of forgot about that phase. But yeah, then I sent like 5 or 6 more V6s, and was working a couple of 7s.
Hard 6s.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Helicopter.
Helicopter's a hard one.
Helicopter?
Oh yeah. It took me like 6
that one?
sessions as well.
Right, that one.
She's been on it like once or
Not
twice.
fun.
Mad at that rock. I don't want to.
Dude, that was like one of my favorite boulders. I love
It's
that
a great
thing.
boulder.
Yeah.
It's a truly fantastic boulder.
It's just like full body tension and like squeezing and like, you know, I don't know. It's a cool boulder. Overhanging.
Yeah.
I love
Helicopter too. It does
Specifically, man, those goddamn.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on a helicopter a lot, dude, and like I don't really care that it takes forever to like.
send it. I don't know, but I am curious to go back because I haven't been there in like a year, maybe.
You've almost sent that boulder like 15
lot.
times in front of me.
Yeah.
Like where you're like at the last move or.
It's like the last half of the move because it's just a matter of matching on the hands. And I remember that day that I fell 4 times from that spot back to back to back. Yeah,
The heartbreaker.
that was a little hard to come back to, but there's been enough time now in between where I'm like ready to go back, and it
Get back
doesn't.
on it.
Yeah, this winter we'll get you on
No!
it. She lives like 10 minutes from Morrison
I don't
now.
want to go there.
You'll go there in the winter.
Great.
It's
Oh
not
my
great.
gosh. It's good for you, Chelsea.
It's
good
sad.
for
It's
you.
a sad place.
Don't be like offended, like oh this 6 I can't get this, and it's like, well, that's good for you, right? It means you're like challenging yourself and like trying the right boulder that's pushing you, right?
Don't be
For-
offended.
forget the
Sorry.
forget the grade, right? Like
I'm mentally unwell.
as a V9 climber, I've had like 4s shut me down, but it
Yeah.
doesn't like mean that I just go like I hate this boulder. I just like try it a lot, right? Or like
I
If it makes me go, I
Yeah,
Well,
like,
like, right, but I think that's what I'm trying to say is like, but don't let the it's a grade not worth my time. Like it's like no, you should be able to send it, right? So like
I think that
give
this
it the
one
proper
isn't
effort.
a matter of don't give it a proper effort. I gave it a proper effort. Number 1, number 2. I've been there like 4 times.
Have you?
Yeah, I went with her. No, I tried
Dude,
before you.
I
But
think that-
the point of the matter
I think that
is
took me like 7 sessions to send that one.
I feel like
Which makes sense, and I totally get that. But for me, I think it's more a matter of style. That climb is not my style. I have no
And that's
scope
with
to
it being
go
my
get
style.
ass
Yeah.
kicked on a climb that I don't like the style.
that's fair.
All right, how many years you been climbing?
I think like 6?
6 years.
6 or 7?
What have you learned? Like if you were trying to like give some advice on how to progress your climbing without stacking injuries, like what would you tell somebody?
the one who's still doing drop knees with a knee injury. She's learning.
I'm not saying they should do as you do, but maybe you can impart some wisdom.
Do as I say, not as I do. I think my biggest piece of advice to like a newer climber is that don't like lose the fun of it. Like sometimes you either, I don't know, like for someone like me, you might get anxious, you might get in your head, you might overthink everything and then have thoughts of like just not being like good enough to climb, and then you have injuries on top of that, so then you're like, oh well, like my body's not even like good enough to climb. And I think the mental head game of climbing is like one of the trickiest parts because it's not you in a team, it's you against like yourself and you against a rock. So have fun with it. I still work on this to this day. Don't take it too seriously. I still work on this to this day. But that would be my biggest piece of advice. Like, just go with the flow, have fun, be with a good crew of people. If you have a good crew at the crag, you're going to have a good time. Yeah, just make sure you're having fun. Because if you're not having fun, then it's like, what are you even doing this for anymore? And then you should probably do your PT.
If we're looking at number of injuries and climbing pyramid progression, I feel like Caroline's winning, you know, least amount of injuries, still making progression, a decent pyramid that it's not like she has, you know, just like one of like the last 2 or 3 grades.
Right.
I also get in my head and it's easy to lose the fun in it, but to maybe build upon it and give some additional advice, I would say make it fun by finding things to enjoy about boulders in a lot of different ways. Kind of like what Trevor was just saying earlier about doing something that is hard or maybe your anti-style, something that scares you. Like you can find different accomplishments in bouldering outside of just like advancing in grade, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And initially I was very like grade focused and used that to measure like who I am as a climber, but there's like, I think it, it still goes tall in terms of grade, but there's like width in terms of just like diversity of style in climbing. And I don't know, like I've had a lot of fun pushing it mentally on high balls. So like easier grades, but taller. Like there's something rewarding about that. Doing things that are my anti-style, or like really, I don't know. I used to like look at boulders and in my gut be like, yeah, I like that, or I don't like this for XYZ reason. And I find myself gravitating towards things where I'm kind of like it might feel less guaranteed or just something that challenges me. And instead of trying to like shy away from that and find just like the perfect boulder that suits me, I'll like take pride in doing something that I thought was personally difficult for me outside of just grade. Yeah, if that makes sense. And just keep bouldering and don't get on those ropes because they're scary.
Get on the ropes. That's my advice. Get on the ropes. It's the obvious superior climbing of all
He
of them.
won't be saying this when he's fully healed, so just like, just be ready for that. 'Cause it's gonna come full circle here.
No. I will be saying that. I will be saying that.
Falling into the dark hole of bouldering, you know.
I know, dude. It's
Like,
great.
it's like now I go sport climbing and I'm like, bro, I don't even know if I like this shit anymore.
Strongest little bitches ever.
Yeah.
You would boulder
Okay.
like 4 to 6 days a week.
I know. Yeah. So that's a good cue into my advice. My advice is to not overdo it, because that's what got me injured. That's what ended up getting me into some trouble, was that I was bouldering hard at my limit 4-5 times a week, always, trying really hard, trying to go hard. And it's like, well, maybe if you're mostly into bouldering, but you want to climb 4 or 5 times a week, and maybe this doesn't apply as much to a younger kid. Like if you're like 16 years old, boulder away, youngin'. But, if you're a little bit older like me, or like, in your late 20s, older than that, going hard 4 or 5 times a week, it's almost guaranteed you're going to get an overuse injury. So, maybe mix in some rope climbing, go trad climbing 2 days out of the week, go bouldering 2 days out of the week, and my biggest advice is listen to your body. I was not listening to my wrist. My wrist didn't start out a stage 4 TFCC tear. I was having clear, like, for a month, like, my wrist hurts. Like, what's going on here? And I kept trying at my limit and until I couldn't move my pinky anymore, Find ways to have fun without going really hard all the time.
Or just like don't climb really hard grades all the time.
Says Chelsea.
Says the woman who has like 6 V3s. You have more V6s than you have
She sets a timer
V3s.
now to rest. Guys. That was a big step.
Yeah, I guess, I still haven't learned that lesson, but I've always been really bad at resting. I'm like the type that's like, I fail, and then I'm like 20 seconds later, I'm like back to it, like, gotta try again, It's like, so. But that's not my advice. I'm not giving you that advice because I don't follow it, so.
Well, I'm gonna give very like practical advice, dude. Like I take a lot longer to warm up, right? Like I've learned that in the 7 years of getting injuries. I think that has a huge impact, like how long you warm up for and to what level you warm up. Like your warm up should end when you're trying pretty near your limit, rather than like, oh, I warmed up to like 50% of my limit, and then you go jump on like your project at like 95% of your limit. Like it makes a difference. So long warm up, for me, honestly, it takes like an hour to be fully warmed up, which sucks because that might be like half the session. And then I have like 20 minutes of trying hard and then I start a cool down, So like if I'm climbing at my limit, that's like pretty much how it goes. It's like an hour to get there and a half hour of trying hard, maybe 45 minutes or an hour if I'm taking like long proper breaks in between. Breaks in between, especially if you're like mostly doing the same hard move over and over again, like if you're trying different parts of the boulder and like pulling on at different spots or like on a rope climb or whatever, like you probably don't need 10 minutes between goes or anything. But if you're just like trying a crux move, you might need 10 minutes between goes, like not only to still be at your peak to hopefully make progress on the move, but also just not to tempt injury. Because if you're not letting your body kind of like totally recover from that attempt, and are getting back on another one, like it kind of starts to stack up and you could then hurt yourself on a move that otherwise might not hurt you. I had to figure out like how many days a week I can actually climb. I'd love for it to be like 4 or 5 or whatever, like you guys are saying. For me, it's like 2 or 3. And that's pretty much it. Like if I'm going project sessions for both of them, I can only do 2. And if I'm going to do a third session, it has to be like some volume, easier, like whatever type climbing, because otherwise after like a month of doing that, I just get injured. It's a new injury every time, but I get injured.
Or the third session could be tread climbing.
Yeah, whatever.
You didn't
I
get
know.
that
I
scared.
wish I could climb more.
I was scared at times, yeah.
Yeah, but you weren't
Mostly
like,
on the
shrieking at the top
approach,
of your
bro.
lungs.
Okay.
Mostly on that freaking approach.
That was fine. It was just a 5-4 free solo. Don't be a baby.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for that.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sandbagging the approach. It was a little sketchy.
Last piece of advice I have. So I say you only like climb 2 or 3, or I can only climb 2 or 3 days a week. I can work out another 2 or 3 days in that week and be just fine. Like it doesn't stack up on me in the same way. Climbing is so much on like the tendons and connective tissues. And like, I think if I can like spend those 2 or 3 days in the gym getting strong, hopefully preventing energies, still getting stronger. And those 2 or 3 days is enough because I need like 2 rest days or 3 rest days between like proper sessions. And like, that's what I'm gonna try to do going forward, and then rebuild the new pyramid. I'm trying to work up on the 5s now before going back into some 6s and then onto a 7, hopefully.
To the light.
Maybe into the light, maybe that one in the thug roof. Maybe compression matters. And I feel like there was maybe one more 7 that I had like on the list. Valhalla.
I think I just,
Thoughts for the future.
just want to reiterate that we should go tread climbing more.
I owe you 5 pitches.
He does owe me 5 pitches.
I haven't forgotten. I just stalled.
He got to escape out of it. I was about to collect, but it just, it downpoured.
That's right. I showed up. That counts as 1 pitch.
No, it does not. No, we went bouldering instead.
Yeah, okay. If I had just driven home, I might have held firm on the 1 pitch.
Yeah, you might have tried to negotiate.
Keep bouldering. Don't feed into this idea that like when you turn 30, you're just going to start busting down and can't climb hard. Because I met a 64-year-old boulderer and he was strong and said he felt better than he did in his 40s, and it was like inspirational, and there's more of those people.
Love to hear that.
And he sent to V7.
He sent a V7 so
Sent to V8.
effortlessly. You're right. Have fun. Try not to cry. Let me know when you figure out how. Do a daily hangout workout. The Emil, what's his name? Sorry, oops.
Abrahamson.
Emil Abrahamson. So,
You're probably butchering that. But
yeah, sorry. Emil, do his 10-minute daily finger workout. It's good for prevention.
Yeah, you said you had a pretty good run of injury-free fingers off of that.
Yes, my fingers used to be tweaky like all the time, and then I did that consistently, and it made them better.
Wow, you sent
Thanks,
that to me and I
Emil.
never did it.
I appreciate it, man.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a great guy.
We should collab sometime.
Yeah.
Good luck on your V15 project, man.
Shout out everybody else. I don't know, Scratch Rig,
Yeah.
Ozzy, Magnus.
We love you, Scratch Rick.
Those 2
Yeah,
twins just
love
was
you, bro.
talking about. Sorry. Yeah, we
Scratch Rick's the best.
Scratch Rick is a king.
Scratch Rick, Chelsea.
Well, you're about to.
He's at
It's an icon.
Dude, I forget how old he is, like 9 or 10 maybe.
10.
Kid?
Yeah, he's a kid, and for whatever reason, he's a YouTuber too. He has more subscribers than I do. He has like 1,800 or something like that. But for whatever reason, he like loves my videos, and he's like always leaving these super nice comments, and we like talk and stuff. And his dad's cool too.
Shout out to Scratch Rick's dad.
Yeah, and then they like told a bunch of like their family members and stuff about my channel, and they like all watch it and like comment and stuff. Yeah, he's a super nice
Go
kid.
follow Scratch Rick.
Have fun. Boulder hard. Boulder soft if you want. Hang out with cool people. Go find crag friends. Meet new people at the crag. I'm not on drugs. That's been claimed.
Yeah.
A lot of people do think you're on drugs. Yeah.
I'm just really hyper. Yeah. Be yourself. Be yourself.
She's just comfortable.
I'm just crazy.
Aren't you also on drugs though?
Pranol is not that bad.
Just freaking send it, bro. Oh, shorties.
Yeah.
If you're short, I feel your pain. Don't let those tall men get you down.
My advice is if you're short, don't complain about it.
Oh my god, don't even get me started.
No
Just
one
read
likes
the
a
guidebooks.
complainer.
Read the guidebooks. They're all like, oh my god, short people might have trouble on these, but it's 4 stars even though you need a 5'8" wingspan.
Well,
Yeah,
they never
whatever.
talked about people that weigh 175 pounds might have trouble on it. I feel like I weigh like 60 more pounds than you.
Weight is different because it's muscle to weight ratio. It's a different type of
But
metric.
it's still my little fingers gotta drag my heavy ass up that wall, you know?
Plenty of people do it.
When was the last time that you weighed 98 pounds, Justin?
Dude, I was
Sixth
probably like
grade?
6. Yeah.
It makes sense. I do get kids out of the little boy section, or I get clothes out of the little boy section.
They're real easy to snatch out of that section.
I'm canceled.
All right, that was pretty good.
That was good.
Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next Sunday.
Thanks for watching.
God, how long does it
masterpiece.
take you to edit that?
It's gonna take a while.